And further, the description of these people is Surah Al-Fatih 35:29. إِنَّ الَّذِينَ يَتْلُونَ كِتَابَ اللَّهِ وَقَامُوا الصَّلَاةَ وَأَنْفَقُوا مِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُمْ سِرًّا وَعَلَانِيَةً يَرْجُونَ تِجَارَةً لَن تَبُورَ. Surely those who recite Al-Kitab, the book of Allah, and establish the Salah, the prayer, and from whatever sustenance we gave them, they spend secretly and in announcement, hoping a business that will never ruin, be useless. So now there is a behavior of those people, those who recite the book of Allah. They are reciting the book of Allah, they are establishing the Salah, the prayer, and they spend from what Allah has provided them, from the sustenance they spend, secretly and in announcement. Both ways are correct. To whom you should give secretly? There are people, izzat nafs. There are so many types of people whom we don't want his psyche should be hurt if we give some this wealth. So secretly you make arrangements so that the money reach that mahroom, that he is deprived. So you make an arrangement secretly, the money you give to this category, that it is reached to that category. Alania is also allowed. Whom you want to, in announcement you want to give it in announcement. Both are right in the eyes in the nearness of Allah. But it is the judgment is given to you. To whom you want to give secretly, give secretly. It is right in the eyes of Allah. You can't say this is the only right way. No, in Alania also it is right. But it all depends upon you. And it all depends to whom you are giving. It all depends upon to the situation of the person whom you are giving and what relation you have with him. So you give secretly or in announcement, both are correct. And Allah says, they seek a business, hoping for a business that will never fail. They will never be useless. Now in the world, people are saying, there's a lecture the next Saturday about riba, the increase. They say in riba is that business sort of riba is that kind of a deal. They are telling us that kind of a deal which there is no loss. No loss, no profit and loss. It should be profit. But here Allah says this ayah, hoping for a business that will never ruin. So these people are hoping for a business that will never ruin, be useless or at loss. So this is allowed in the eyes of Allah, that you must do business where there is no loss in the eyes of God. So if you are doing business with Allah, you are secretly sending or giving money or giving this to the categories in secretly or in an announcement, and you are hoping of a business that will never ruin with Allah. It will always multiply. And how much it multiplies, we end with this lecture in Surah Al-Baqara 2 and Ayah 261. مَثَلُ الَّذِينَ يُنْفِقُونَ أَمْوَالَهُمْ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ كَمَثَلِ حَبَّةٍ أَنْبَتَتْ سبع سنابل في كل سنبلة 100 حبة والله يضاعف لمن يشاء والله واسع عليم. The example of those who spend in the way of Allah is like the example of a grain that grows 7 years. In every ear that is a part of the grain are 100 grains, and Allah multiplies for whom He wills, and Allah is spacious, knowing. If there is a one unit, Allah has given example, those who spend the wealth in the way of Allah, whatever Allah has mentioned in the Quran, He spends this wealth in among the categories. So Allah says that if you spend a one unit in the way of Allah, it has got ears or part of the grain, if it is like a grain, and that has got 7 parts of that grain is an ear, 7 parts of a grain, and that 7 part from that among the 7 parts, 1 part has got 7 ears. 100. One part of that ear or the ear has got 100 parts. So you can multiply, that comes into 700 times Ali multiplies. I repeat, it says that if you is like the example of 1 unit as a grain that grows 7 years. 7 years. 7 parts of that grain. It is divided into 7 parts. And 1 part is 100 grains. 1 part has got 100 grains. So 7 would be 700 grains. This is the number of times Allah is multiplying for the people who are spending in the way of Allah. So you must understand that is the business that you are doing with Allah that will never fail. This is the tijara that we people, Muslim people, has been given the opportunity that we have to give. And generally speaking, if we understand, if you look that the 100% that we get the profit, the non-Muslims get the 100% profit from a business, you get the 100% profit. From your profit becomes 20 less because you give it because of the love of Allah to the 20 to the categories. He has got 100. He has got 100, but he is not spending. You got the profit, you get 20 less because you have to give it to the category. Because of the love of Allah, you give 20. But Allah says He multiplies into 700 times in all aspects. In your sustenance, in your psyche, in your wealth, in every aspect He multiplies 700 times.
My name is Muhammad Ashraf.
Yes, please.
And I asked the question about the charity. Charity should be spent openly and secretly. So how can we spend the charity secretly? My question is, how
can you speak on the mic? No, can you speak? No, can you speak in the mic?
Can you give us a further example or further explanation?
No, the explanation I already explained to her also and to you also. The explanation is that if a category is your relative, suppose, and you want to share this money to him and you do not want his izzat and nafs, that his nafs will be feel low, so you make arrangements in a manner that the money is reach him without knowing that it is being given from you, or it has been reached him. That is secretly. That if you do not want to hurt the feelings of the gentleman, you can make arrangements that the money is reached that personality without hurting the feelings of the person. This is known as giving secretly. So you can, that's not wrong because Allah says that you can give secretly or you can give an announcement. So it all depends upon the situation. I told you, in any situation, it depends upon the person to take a judgment. If he comes into that situation, you have to give that according to the situation. You give in secretly.
We have to judge it.
Yes, you can judge. Okay.
One
okay.
Question. What about the Yomul Furqan? It's a certain day or any day or a specific day?
No, the day that when the two accumulations are met, that day is described by Allah when the two accumulations are met. I explained the two accumulations are, one is the consultation from the messenger, that amount of money is being accumulated with the messenger, and the other is 20% is accumulated with the messenger. So these two are met. Whenever there two are met, he can give this, he can share this money.
Not the certain days, just like in Ramadan or something like that?
No, people have made this into Ramadan, but generally it is not a fixed period. Because this accumulation, you can say this way, that people normally in Muslim community, they go by Ramadan to Ramadan. Because they think Ramadan is the month in which the Quran was sent down and it is a barakah and a mohtaram or a sacred month. So we give charity in that month, Allah will. But it all depends upon your working, your individual business or your individual, how he is, his data, his month is. So that money that is being accumulated with you, the category class, you can share it.
And other question is the charity given to only Muslim people or a religion of other people?
That's a question. First maybe priority to your own people, then you go outside. Okay. Even they are labeled people. Because you see, 1 minute, sorry, you can after this, okay, sorry. You must remember this, that label Muslims and people who are not label Christians or label Jews and other people, the most important thing is, if you are giving to your label people or even if you are giving to non-Muslim people, you make sure that you give zakah. You justify to that person why you are giving to him. So the ayahs are being shared to that person so that he listen to the ayahs. He must be astonished and amazed that you are giving because of the Quranic ayat, not because you want to be a rich fellow to him. You make sure if you give to non-Muslim, you share ayahs, give justification. If he is Izzat al-Nafs is not being hurted, you must give an announcement and you must educate the people why you are doing so, because you must give zakah. Zakah means justify that I am doing so to a non-Muslim also, but first preferably to the label Muslims, so the poverty is among the non-Muslim first. But you educate also why you are doing so that he or a non-Muslim should understand the Quranic verses or the education of the message also being delivered, so that he may revert to Islam. Not hidingly, secretly giving to the poor. Some people, Christians are dying and you're giving money, and the money is reached to him, but no justification is not made, zakat is not been given to him, so he will remain a Christian. So you give this charity, but educate them also.
Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Muhammad Sheikh's channel. Please click the bell icon so that you may receive timely notifications of our upcoming videos.